All right, folks, made it to camp. Huge day, a new record. We made about 67 miles today, and I feel good about that. I feel really good. I feel like we're on pace to finish in about 9 or 10 days now. So I think I'm going to make it there in time unless there's some type of tropical storm or hurricane that comes up that would really screw me over.
I'm 43 days and 1,650 miles into my trip paddling solo from the Mississippi River headwaters to the Gulf of Mexico.
But yeah, I feel pretty good. A really nice sandbar spot tonight. Goes all the way down. It was a scorcher today. Our hottest day on our trip. Well, it's about 3 o'clock. My phone just force closed all my apps because it was overheating. I think it got up to like 97. It's still pretty hot, but tomorrow's supposed to be better. So I don't have very good internet, and I can't check, but hopefully tonight we get down at least to the 70s. And tomorrow, I think, last I saw, it was only supposed to be high in like the high 80s or 90s. So we'll see. Supper: chicken pesto pasta with white chicken with ziti noodles and creamy pesto sauce. I don't know. I had a fork and a spoon, and now I just have a spatula. So I think it could last me the next 10 days. If not, I'll just use my mitts. So, well, that's about it for today. I didn't take too much video because it was super duper hot, but it was pretty easy going. Didn't see a barge for I saw like 6 in a row, and then I didn't see another one for like 4 hours. So haven't seen one go by here. Pretty serene, pretty secluded. I am in a stretch right now where there is about 200 miles between river towns. I have made it, Helena, Arkansas. This is the last town on the river for about 200 or so miles. So we're gonna see where I can get some water, and hopefully I get some before Vicksburg. What's up? It's 6:40. We are on the water. Probably gonna get a pretty good wake here because I was on the shoreline and this barge just kept going closer and closer to shore, so we'll see how this goes. Strange place to park your barge, right in the middle of the channel right there. Haven't seen cows in a long time. They are bathing in the river. I don't blame them. Am going past the Arkansas River confluence. Now I heard that there was a little hunting camp up here where I could get water. I'm not really seeing anything right now. If I see it and I'm feeling good about it, I'll probably stop. Otherwise, I still got 5 gallons left. Actually, I got about 6 gallons left. So barring anything catastrophic, that would be able to get me to Vicksburg, because I'm expecting to get to Vicksburg. It's about 150 miles away. Oh, I got about 25 miles in. It's about 11:30. Moving a little slower today. And now I'm kind of stopped, just sitting tight, because this barge is taking this corner a lot tighter than I thought he would. Okay, this is actually the Arkansas River. Oh, taking a little break. It's about 2:30. Found a nice sandbar in the shade. Feels pretty warm out today, actually. I thought it was going to be a lot cooler, but I think the humidity's up, even though the temp's down. Got about 39 miles in. It's starting to feel a bit like Groundhog's Day, to be honest. Like I just did this yesterday. The river has not been changing much the last few days, and it's kind of like, okay, go sit down in the sun and paddle. But alas, it will be over soon, and so I should just enjoy it. This is a nice tree with a big old carp stuck in it. Got some deer on the island over here, some babies. Then we got this guy, I'm not sure what he's doing. Man, I do not know why, but this co-op, or whatever it is, Grain and Barge smells disgusting. I think it's that, unless it's something dead around me. That's what it smells like. It smells like something dead. It smells like something dead mixed with sauerkraut. They're dropping new buoys. For the buoy boat up there because I didn't know what was going on. Then I get around the corner and there's a big honking barge. Man. Okay, barge talk. So there's a barge in front of me up there that I see. There's a barge behind me as well. Right now I am currently out of the channel. The green buoys are to my left and the sandbar is over there to my right. Now, one thing that I'm always careful of here, especially when there's two crossing or when I know it's going to be close, is I'm always looking at the current, because sometimes you'll have these powerful currents that are just pushing all of the water straight into the channel right here. So luckily that's not the case right now, but if that is the case, I basically just turn straight to shore and just paddle to shore. Yeah, so that's a little bit of an explanation of one of the things I do to mitigate risk. Kind of a annoying situation here. I was coming into this bend, staying along this bank because I heard them call me out, and then two huge barges come turning right on the bank. So I used my radio. They said, hey, yeah, if you're right on the shore, you should be good, but I can't see ya. So took the opportunity to pee, and we're gonna get back at it and just stick real close to the bank over there. I mean, I don't really need to go right at those big ones that are just coming off the boat. They'll find their way to me, but I don't need to hit them when they're coming off, because those are pretty crazy. That's a fresh buoy for sure. Alrighty, I stopped pretty much right at 62 miles today. I found what I think is a really good campsite for a couple of reasons. One, I mean, this. Pretty cool. But also, this stuff right here, I think I'm really gonna enjoy putting my tent on, because, I mean, I have a tent pad, so it doesn't need to be soft like sand, but that sand just gets everywhere. It's nice to get away from the little powdery stuff that seeps into the cracks of the sleeping mat, everywhere on the bottom of the tent, in your clothes. So should be getting a break from that. We'll see what I cook up for supper. It's about 6:30, which is about the time that I stopped yesterday as well. I'm getting on the water early so that I can stop a little bit and kind of soak in the last sunlight of the day and really enjoy it. And that's what I'm gonna do tonight. Got my chair set up and I make some food, some Gatorade, and probably enjoy it right there.
I think there's like 10 million coyotes around me.
Good morning. It is August 8th and it's about 7 o'clock. A little bit of a later start today. It was not getting light out, so I was just fanning it. Slept really good last night. Nice cool breeze. Got down to about 68, I think, when I woke up. So that's the coolest it's been in a long time. Gonna shoot for around 62 miles again today, and yeah, we'll see what we get into. Haven't seen a big bridge in a while. Still kind of in the middle of nowhere, but we're definitely getting closer. Probably hit Vicksburg tomorrow afternoon, so. And once we get to Vicksburg, it's like another 2 days to Natchez. And we turn off after Natchez. Got a nice side wind. Really working out the right side today. I made about 17 miles. I see some absolutely rushing water in there. I don't know, must be some type of power plant. And yeah, I'm currently going backwards, so I'm probably not gonna take this video for too long, but almost 3 hours and I haven't seen a single barge yet, so fingers crossed that we can have a slow day with the barges because it just makes traveling a lot easier. That is a big old dead catfish over there. I am stopped for a little lunch break. Pretty windy, side wind. My right arm and hand is getting kind of tired. There is a barge coming. This is the first barge that I've seen all day. Got on the water around 7 and it is 1:30, so that is kind of incredible, especially this far south. I feel like I'm hallucinating with like the mirage. So I stopped for lunch and on this bend because there's a nice sandbar here with a giant catfish over there. And I've been here for like 40 minutes now because these barges just keep coming around this corner. So I'm kind of just taking it as a nice little break. My arms are getting pretty tired battling this side wind for the last hour and a half or so. So hopefully once I get around this bend, it becomes a tailwind again. But yeah, made it about 40 miles so far. It's a little bit after 2 o'clock and we are feeling good. Vibes are pretty high. Got the solar charger out. We'll see. It's been a little touch and go. It is the Gold Zero Nomad 20. And we're gonna need some solar coming down the stretch here because I've probably got about 8 days left and I don't have enough charge with me obviously to last 8 days. Scenic! We are currently right at the very southern tip of Arkansas. What in tarnation? Look at all these pelicans. I think that's what they are. Holy crap. Look at them. There's like 100, maybe more. Headwind really, or side wind really took it out of me. I'm pretty exhausted right now, just trying to finish out with a few miles and then probably whenever I can find a sandbar after these dikes here. But hey, if I can do that, I'll hit my 62-mile goal and we will be on track to hit the Atchin in 4 days, which was my goal.
Pretty good stuff. 65 miles today. Tough day with the side winds, but made for good progress. And how can you complain about this? This is probably going to be one of the parts that I miss most at night when it just gets super calm and you get to see these huge sunsets.
Good morning, good morning. It's about 7 o'clock. The sun is definitely rising later and later as I get farther south and as it gets later in the summer. Much different start to the day than yesterday because yesterday I didn't see a barge until I think it was like 1:30. Well, today we got 2 right at the start and we're going through a pinch point, so probably gonna have to wait for this guy to get through. Little bit of wave action early in the morning. Yes, and they're working together. Teamwork. We are getting closer to Vicksburg, and the trees are starting to grow leaves on their base. Definitely a distinctly different look from what I've been seeing, and also something that is kind of a visual. We are really getting into the South, and I don't know if this is true or not, but to me that is kind of a reminder. Hey, we're kind of getting into gator country now. So once you start seeing trees with leaves on their stump, that's how you know. I've never seen a gator before. Well, probably in a zoo, but yeah, so the first one I see is probably gonna scare the shit out of me. So looking forward to that, and hopefully I get over it pretty quick. I am approaching Vicksburg, and I need to refill water there. It's really like a necessity. I only have probably a gallon or two left, which is not gonna last me too long, especially in this heat. So I need to get it there. There's not like a boat ramp at a park or anything, so I'm a bit nervous about how I'm gonna park my boat. Hopefully it's not just some sheer levee like there were in parts of Memphis where there's just no way that I can get up it. And then hopefully I don't have to walk too far, because when I was in New Madrid, Missouri, I only had to walk like a third of a mile, and it just killed me, and it took me forever because I had 80 pounds of water. So I'm a little bit worried, but I'm gonna have to do what I have to do. And getting water here is something that I have to do. Kind of smells, looks like a decent sized little town or city, but no skyscrapers. Alright, this is a bit sketchy. There's a ton of boats out here. I see my patch of sand that I want to get to, but I'm gonna have to cross the channel and fight the current. We got the Yazoo River coming up here on our left. I'm guessing that's gonna make the current go even faster. We got two barges straight ahead where I want to go, and hope to the Lord that nobody's coming upstream. Now the walk all the way back down. Here we go. Holy, that was tiring. Ah! Can't believe we made it. Whew. Holy crap, it is about 5 o'clock. And a bit windy, but I'm glad to be back on the water. That sucked. And I'm glad that I don't have to get water more often. I am gonna have to do it again. I only got 5 gallons here because I wasn't gonna carry it all that way with 80 pounds. And got some weird looks. First I went to the casino and I was like, do you have a spigot or anything where I can fill this up? Like, I'm going down Mississippi. And she's like, no, but maybe the gas station up the hill could help you. So I trek up to the gas station on the hill, and they're kind of looking at me. They're like, they just pointed at the air pump. And I was like, oh, over there. Then I was like, while I'm here, I might as well get something to eat. So I grabbed a little chicken sandwich, but then I was digging for my wallet, so I looked like, I'm sure I look like an absolute bum digging through this bag looking for my wallet. People are waiting on me. I'm like, go ahead, sorry. Moral of the story is, I'm back on the water with about 4.5 more gallons of water, 1 more Fanta, and a chicken sandwich and a burger. It took me about an hour, and I'm quite tired. And there was fishing line down here, so I should try not to run into that. What the hell is fishing way up there? And yeah, that wasn't really the most, traditional fun. But hey, we got water, and hopefully we didn't make any major mess ups. I don't think we did. I did find out that my bug spray spilled open in my gray day pack, so hopefully that doesn't get all over my sandwiches. But yeah, I'm gonna try to get like 10 more miles in. We'll see. I wasn't expecting the stop to take that long. I was making really good time before then, but we do have a heck of a wind, so let's see how fast we can go here. Now that I'm back on the water, it's like it has turned already from a kind of experience to a funny story and an adventure, which I needed, because this last stretch, honestly, anywhere from like 4 days north of Memphis to today, so like the last 10 days I've been on the water, I don't know if I should say this, but it's been too easy. It's been repetitive. There hasn't been a whole lot of nuance, not a lot of experiences to distinguish one day from another. I mean, there have been some somewhat tough winds, and there's been some hot days, but nothing like that. That was just comedy, Walking into the casino looking like this, and then everybody's just looking at me, and not to mention, just to get up there, I had to go through a bunch of thicket, and I'm like, what the hell is in this thicket down here? I don't know. I'm not from around here. I'm not from these parts. You don't have to worry about that shit up in Iowa. But hey, Vicksburg. I'd like to actually go to Vicksburg sometime. This is kind of the weird outskirts. It looks like downtown Vicksburg is actually on the Yazoo. So maybe someday I'll come back, Vicksburg. You and your citizens seem mighty confused about me. I'd like to double down on that someday. Well, I got blown right into a dike, so now we're paddling up in shallow water. We'll see how this goes. Maybe not so bad, but kind of a stupid mistake. I just made it to camp, and loading up on my electrolytes. Wasn't too bad out there today, another windy day, but I am super paranoid about gators at this point. I think I just need to see one and just hopefully that's how it works. Like, I saw something flopping around out there, and I didn't take my eye off of it. I was like, is that a gator? We're in gator country now. I know that. I've heard people have seen them up by Vicksburg, and yeah, just gonna hang out. Decent beach tonight. It's a little less white sand than some of the other ones have been, but hard to complain because it's huge. And got some water here. Probably gonna have to refill in Natchez, but probably gonna do that anyway before I enter the hatch. And yeah, overall a good day. I counted another 62 miles, so putting in the work, even with that like hour stop in Vicksburg and off the water at like 6:40. So making good time and enjoying the night. 62-mile day. I have retrieved my camera from the bottom of my dry bag. The battery's about to die. It smells like vanilla because that was the scent of the bug spray that spilled in the bottom of the dry bag. It's good she's still good to see she made it out alive. And I'm gonna enjoy this wonderful meal thanks to the Vicksburg Circle K. And call it a beautiful day, because it was one.
And I should probably set up the tent sometime too. All right, peace out, Blanksters. Woot on the water again. It's a little bit after 7. With the sun coming up later, it's a lot harder for me to start packing up the tent. But I don't think we're too far behind schedule. Gonna try to get another 60 miles in today. This will be our second to last day where we hit 60. Unless we hit mid to high 60s, then tomorrow we can't go 60 because we are turning off this big river and getting down in the swamps pretty soon here. We've got a little power plant here with a bunch of watchtowers, you know. Don't want anybody harnessing their own power. Probably a good call. Man, they got these guard towers all the way down the riverbank. All for a power plant. Kind of trippy waves. Can't tell how big they're gonna be. Hairy trees, hairy trees. What is that? Oh shit. Really don't like this. There is a ton of barges over here and it is thick fog right now, so there's one guy over there and then there's a guy behind him too, so I think I'm just gonna wait for a little bit until it clears out because there's no way they'll be able to see me, and I can't really see where I'm going either. A very bargey day and the jumping carp are out. This is just crazy. Pretty warm out, can't see too much, and boy, I've probably seen a dozen barges the last 2 hours. Kind of ironic that Marquette Transportation has this guy paddling like a Voyager canoe logo on their big old towboats while they're pushing up plumes of smoke and mushing around thousands and millions of gallons of water, pushing these big old barge loads full of rock and coal. Ironic. I'm gonna call it a little early today because that is Natchez in front of us. I didn't realize, I didn't plan my miles out very well, but I need to refuel water, and obviously there's not going to be anywhere to camp right in Natchez, so by the time I would do that and then find a site, it might be cutting it pretty tight, and I'd rather just do that tomorrow, to be honest. So I found this spot here. I got out once already and it was pretty much quicksand, but I walked up here and it looked a lot better. And yeah, lots of animal tracks. I'm sure that there have been gators here, but I guess I'll just get used to it, hopefully. Alrighty folks, I could feel the vibes, but now I know for sure we are in gator country. This little guy's been swimming up the shoreline for the last 10 minutes. Just kind of, you know, keeping his eye on me. Alright guys, post mac and cheese. It is starting to get dark. The sun has set. I've seen more than a couple gators swimming back and forth in front of camp. So I'm going to get in the tent and hope to God that they don't come on this sandbar. But pretty solid day. I think we only got like 57 miles. My muscles are really tired though. I don't know, it must be the wind adding up the last few days and also the mileage. Hoping to get like 60, maybe 64, 65 in tomorrow, but we got to stop in Natchez, which is just down the way there, and refill our water so that we're loaded up going on to that Atchafalaya. There is Natchez down there. It's right there. I almost made it down there today, but
it would have taken me a while to find a campsite afterwards. And this is the view. Good morning, 7 o'clock. On what I am anticipating to be a pretty tough day because we gotta stop for water here right at the start. And then we gotta go about 64 more miles. Hopefully we can get that far so that tomorrow we can get right onto the Atchafalaya. And the reason I wanna get right up on it today is because campsites are supposed to be hard to find there. So I wanna make sure that I get an early start tomorrow and that I can get as many miles in as possible so that if I find a campsite at around 4 or 5 o'clock that I can take it and not feel guilty about it. But in order to do that, we need to find some water here today and then pack the miles in. Natchez, and you just see these big houses up on the hill. They definitely look like they have a southern style, and to me it's quite strange to think about like what these cities would have been like, you know, during the antebellum, or the people who probably had built, maybe not those houses, but who had probably built these big old houses on the bluff up there, and what they were like. Probably not great. I am currently in Vidalia, which is across the river from Natchez at an RV park. This is probably my last time filling up water, so hopefully I can get back down to the boat without breaking an ankle. If I can, it's gonna be my best water fill up yet, because I found a pretty good spot and I got kind of lucky and there were water pumps right here. We shall see, and hopefully my boat's still there. I always get a little nervous every time, even if I pull it up a ways. So we need to go right down there. It's kind of a sharp drop off, so we'll see. Take it slow, I guess. Some restroom facilities, RV park. Looks nice. Oh, getting down that with 80 pounds of water, not exactly my idea of fun, but one fall and I kind of saved myself, so I didn't break anything. Now the rest of the way should be pretty easy. Out here in Barge World. Barge World. This actually goes to the Atchafalaya. I don't think it's a lock that I can take though, so I need to go down a little bit further. Probably about 10-12 miles left on the day, and then I'll find a good place to set up camp, and it'll be my last day on the Mighty Miss before I get on the Atch. Ship over there. The ship moves a lot faster than those barges. I don't know what that is. It's not a cruise. I don't know what he's hauling. This thing keeps beeping at me. Are you ready? Man, I hope I don't have to camp next to one of those. Well, I think this is gonna be my camp because I'm about a mile away from the little back channel that goes to the Atchafalaya. And holy cow, it is busy over here. I just went through that, and yeah, lots of boats out there. So yeah, gonna set up tent a little bit on my last good sandbar, and enjoy the big river and all of the traffic, because it's my last night with that. a little bit of mac and cheese, and that's gonna be a night. Wow, this beard is looking scraggly. I think I got about 64 and a half miles in today, so really good day, and I got to camp at like 6:42, so can't complain. We'll see. Oh, I definitely think what I'm gonna miss most about this lower Mississippi is just gonna be the bigness of it all. Setting my tent up on this huge sandbar, watching the sunset over the huge sky. It's just so wide open. And I think that, yeah, I think that's gonna be what I miss most.